Hello tarot friends, this is Balsamic Moon Tarot and welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. And if you're new, welcome. So I am here with a pick a card reading. Today we are going to just channel any messages that you need to receive from your guides. This is a general message for today, advice, what you need to hear, what you need to know from your guides. So I already have an oracle deck here. Oh, wow. We have the first two cards selected. So let me place them down. We have Rebirth, Mask, and for pile 3, what is the card for today? Pile 3. Compassion, okay? Take a moment to pause, reflect, take a couple deep breaths, and select the card that you're most drawn to. Feel free to skip ahead to the timestamps in the description below. See you there. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. You selected the card Rebirth, which features what looks like a really lovely robin's egg and all this energy emanating from it. So I think you're ready to be a new person. You're ready to really start a new chapter in your life where perhaps, you're hardly recognizable to, people from your past. So I'm getting a really positive, excited energy from this card. Let's see what your guides have to tell you today. So I'm shuffling now, and I've got 2 cards so far. Let's just pull one more card. Yes, there we go. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Devil. The first message I'm getting, pile 1, is that you have been in a situation recently where someone, or I don't actually get that it's a person, I feel like it's an environment. So it could be a work environment, it could be a family environment, but there's some environment that you've been in. It's been hard to escape it, but it's chaotic, it's quite toxic, it's just really been frustrating for you. And so you had to create some kind of inner space here with the Four of Swords. You had some kind of psychic boundary that you put up. So this is about compartmentalization too, right? Like you really had to compartmentalize your time in this environment, and that was really good for you with that Page of Wands, because you were able to keep dreaming, you were able to keep your eye on the horizon. You had you always created something to look forward to, like even if it was just for the day or for the week, like, okay, I just got to get through this because at the end of the week I'm gonna go do this, and I'm looking forward to that. Like it really helped you to remain upbeat and positive. But I also see that the growth, because of this environment, your personal growth was still very limited. So it was a tricky situation of having, a lot of energy and enthusiasm to do something, a lot of motivation to do something, but kind of being held in place, feeling like you're spinning your wheels, feeling like you're stuck. The Rebirth here card, the Rebirth is showing that this situation is in the past. You no longer have to put up with that. I'm getting that this is in your recent past, but maybe you're still in this and you're just seeing now the light at the end of the tunnel. Perhaps you already made a decision to leave the situation. Not just the decision, but it's like you made the decision and then everything lined up so that you could leave the situation, okay? So again, this could be work, this could be family, or a social environment, this could be community. You know, it really, it can be any environment you've been in for a while that has been wearing on you, okay? Wow, we have the sun here, which I love this card because it's two suns, you know? It's like really unusual for a depiction with the sun card to have two suns, because it's showing a unity, it's showing something unified, it's showing with the red and the blue here, right? It's showing like non-duality and the integration of two suns. I was gonna say light and shadow, but yeah, there's something interesting there. Let's keep going. We have the Six of Swords. Definitely leaving this situation behind, which is great for you. Congratulations, pile one. I can see why you picked the rebirth card. And the Six of Wands, wow. You see, it's victory. It's like, here we see applause, but we also see different colors, the whole colors of the spectrum, all the colors of the rainbow spectrum. So you have accomplished something without compromising your true self. You know, you accomplished something and you endured something without being lesser for it. With the Six of Swords, this is a new day dawning again. You know, I feel like this could either be viewed as a sunset or a sunrise. I feel like there's no need to distinguish it. The point is that the cycle is finally ending and you are seeing the beginning. You're ready for the beginning of the new chapter again. So, all that being said, I'm going to try to get some more details because I feel like this is mostly going to be just affirmation that what you've done has been very difficult, and you know, you deserve a reward, like a vacation, or you know, treating yourself to something that you've been denying yourself for a while. You deserve something like that. The sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. That's interesting. So, you know, that makes me think about the two suns, because the whole point of the sun card is that there's only one sun in our solar system and everything revolves around it. But to have two suns is like this awareness that what you were going through was not the end all be all. You were aware that it had a limitation. You were aware that it had an expiration date, and you were ready for you knew that there was a new life waiting for you. You knew that it was going to happen for you, and you kept that faith. And then look at that, the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. Now, I feel like with this card, it's really showing how your beliefs, your faith and your belief system guided you to a better place. That tracks with the Six of Swords. It's like you realized that this environment, this whole system you had to participate in was crumbling. Like it was crumbling from within. It's like it was rotten from within, and you knew that you couldn't place any real belief in it, and you couldn't, you know, invest in it, right? Like you knew it had an expiration date. And so it's like you found the new way of being, or the new system, the new job, the new community, what have you. You found the new community that is actually real and sincere for you. There's like sincerity here. There's a sincerity of belief here. So if you had been cynical in the past, that's done, because you have something that really genuinely and deeply inspires you. And you know, if you've been surrounded by cynical people in the past, that's also changed, because now you're surrounded, or you will be very shortly, you'll be surrounded by people who are not cynical, and they really have their words and their actions line up. Okay, so that's amazing. I'm really glad for you about that. I'm going to focus on advice. What is the advice for pile 1? I feel like you don't really need advice because you've been doing so well. Oh wow, we have root. That's very cool. I'm going to pull a second card, and we have sage. Interesting, because, you know, I'm thinking about the plant, the sage plant. But sage has 2 meanings, right? Sage can be like a guide, a guru, a shepherd, right? A spiritual leader. That can be a sage. Sage can also refer to, obviously, the medicinal herb and the plant, and the spiritual herb, right? The medicine, the sage medicine. So with root, sage, there's something really cool here, because it's really both of these things. This is about, again, some kind of belief system that is helping you experience this rebirth. You're seeing your life and your role. You're seeing your purpose in life in a whole new light. And you feel like you can finally put roots down. It's like, you know, people cannot thrive in the conditions, people cannot thrive in environments where their needs aren't being met. And this is true for every single living organism. You simply cannot survive and thrive in an environment where your basic needs are not being met. And with the root, your needs are finally being met. And it's like a whole new you, right? It's like a whole new you is developing. And that's what that rebirth is. With sage, it's like feeling cured, honestly. I mean, that's the difference. That's the fullness of this picture, is that you feel like you've been healed and cured. And not only have you been healed, you yourself have the wisdom of everything you went through. So it's not just that you've like found this new world that you thrive in. It's also that you are offering something so special and unique to this new chapter, this new world, this new system, this new environment, this new community, this new family, like this new tribe. You know, you yourself are so uniquely suited for this that people are very appreciative of you. The people around you, or the beings are, you know, again, this could be like herbalism, right? It's not just about the humans in our life, it's also about other life forms in our life. Maybe you've been taken up, you've taken up herbalism. Maybe you've taken up a traditional form of healing that came from your own lineage, right? So this could be a number of things, but those are some examples that align with the message I'm getting here. Pile 1, very happy for you. You know, I think this is mostly a message about affirmation. I really don't think there's much advice that you need at this time, you know, because you've already done so much work here. And this is mostly to tell you, like, wow, good job, great job. Like, these are your guides just being excited for you and wanting to show you how much more is awaiting you. Like you're, you know, with the root, like you're just at the beginning of this new journey. Like you're just putting down the roots. Like there's a lot more that's going to happen, that's going to tap into your best self, your highest self, and it, you know, it's about the journey. So it's not like you have to see it all happen. You don't have to have the vision of every single thing right now. You already had enough vision to leave that harmful place or system of the past, and now in this new in this new environment, like you're thriving, and it's only uphill from here. You know, it's only up from here. The roots are down. Now you're going to grow up and toward the sky and just, you know, blossom, right, and achieve so much. So pile 1, that's your message. I'm going to pull a couple more cards just to get, you know, 6 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. Well, see, a lot of 6s, which is about sustainability. It's about the six. To me, the six is about the alignment and the integration needed to keep something sustainable, or to keep something like in not just equilibrium, but at that point where it's ready to take on more. I don't know. I know that's kind of vague. But see, with the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, you know, you might have been concerned about either a money issue or a health issue. And I think this is a message that while your concerns are understandable, you will have the tools needed, you will have the support needed to get by, to do what you to get all your needs met. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Is there, yeah, let me pull from this deck. Just a couple more cards for pile one. Oh yes, small steps, big accomplishments. Yes. See, that's how you got here, and that's a winning strategy. So this is about, you know, reminding yourself that you didn't have to, you know, what was asked of you was not to like change everything all at once, right? Well, what this whole journey has been asking of you is to just have enough faith to take those small steps forward, to take those small steps that got you out and into a new, better place. And this can continue, right? Like you don't have to, you're not expected to just like, oh no, the door is closed behind me, I'm supposed to like be fantastic now and amazing at this new role. You know, like you can still keep that approach of small steps, right? Like just take it all step by step. That's also what the root is showing. You know, the root card is showing that we're responsive to the environment around us. So, you know, if we have one bad day, that's not going to end everything. We'll adapt. We'll grow in the direction we need to grow in a new environment. I mean, not all environments, some environments are outright hostile, but when you have all your needs met, you're not expected to just like bloom and flourish overnight, right? Even growth, all kinds of, the growth, even in the best scenario, the growth still happens almost imperceptibly, right? It's about taking those small steps day by day. So I think maybe you need to hear that, because you might have been stressed about like, oh my God, it's all happening. And like, what am I, you know, like it's almost like you don't believe the good news. Yeah, blind. Yeah, I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You know, you don't, it's hard to see yourself. You wish, yes, see, your wish has been granted, and it's really hard to believe it. But believe it, and you know, like again, take it day by day. A big change, even a change for the better, can be hard to process sometimes. Hope, yeah. So, you know, you might be feeling even a bit of survivor's guilt, like, oh my gosh, could I have done more to help other people around me? Or like, I feel guilty for leaving people in the past, or like leaving the situation and wish I could have done more. That might be going through your mind now, but don't, you know, just take it in stride. Be kind to yourself. Go easy on yourself, and realize that what you're doing gives hope to other people. Like, you know, you're not responsible for everyone's lives, and you can only do so much, right? People have to make choices for themselves. So I think this is a card to tell you that as long as you soar high, keep soaring high, keep going after your highest goals and principles, because by doing that you still inspire hope in other people. And that's why it's so important to do it, even when you feel like you're not doing anything. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm supposed to be this amazing person, but instead my day is like, you know, so doesn't reflect that, right? It's like, no, you know, everyone goes through ups and downs and ups and downs and down, up, down. You know, it's all just this series of small steps that like keep us going forward and striving. But when we have even a glimmer of hope, that keeps us going. So I think what you what your guides want you to know is just that even on your worst day, you know, you inspire hope in other people. And it's important to know that, because sometimes that's what keeps you going, is just knowing that other people, you know, are being helped by you, right? So pile one, I think I got all the messages out for today. So thank you so much for being here. I love your energy. You know, I can see just how much you really do give, and you're generous to other people. And you know, I think it's just a good time right now to take a moment to take a step back and just like appreciate what you've done, appreciate what you've accomplished here. Okay, take care, pile one. Hi, pile two. You selected the card Mask, which is a really interesting card. According to the guidebook for this card, this is about stepping into a new and more authentic version of yourself, which can feel uncomfortable because you have not been able to express fully this side of yourself. So it's almost like imposter syndrome, right? It's like it can feel like, oh, I'm not supposed to do this, so this is weird, this isn't me. But when you let go of that self-limiting belief, you know, that you're supposed to be this one thing, or you're not supposed to change or evolve as a person, when you let go of that self-limiting belief, you tap into a deeper and greater potential of who you can be, and what you can accomplish, and what dreams you can realize, right? So I think what this card is showing for you right at this moment is a bit of that ambivalence, a bit of that conflictedness, because you just don't have full confidence right now in your ability to do something. But let's see what the cards have for you today. So if so far that's resonating for you, then this is definitely your reading. But yeah, that's just the first message. So let's see what your guides have to tell you today. What's the advice for pile two? Let me cut the deck and get two cards. We have strength. Amazing. It's like you don't know your own strength. That's what I heard. Ace of Cups. Wow. A talent. This is about a true talent coming through, and a gift. The Devil. Whoa. That's interesting. And the Two of Wands. Okay. Really interesting. I get that the inner conflict you may be having right now, it has something to do with this limiting belief about, oh wow, about desire. Okay, so it's about desire. It's about, maybe you feel like you're not supposed to demonstrate desire. You're not supposed to show desire. It could also mean you're not supposed to show desirability. So this is about, being using your own magnetism, your personal magnetism, to attract what you want. You may have a conflicted feeling about that. But with the Strength card, what's going on here is that there's a fear of vulnerability, I think. And I think that your feelings are kind of, you're not someone who easily accesses and feels their, the whole spectrum of their emotions. I think there are sometimes fears that you can be overcome by your emotions, and so you'll do things to sort of compartmentalize or suppress that. But with the Ace of Cups, there's something you genuinely love. There's someone or something. I'm not getting a person, I'm really getting a thing. Like there's a there's something you love doing, right? Like, and you're really good at it. It's just you have this talent for it. I am getting something creative or artistic. For some reason, I'm getting dance. Like dance, a new form of dance or a new dance practice that you've started that really just feels so authentic to you. It feels so like you find yourself expressing yourself through this so easily. If it's not dance, then like some other physical kind of body expression. There's also there's that, you know, there's any number of like creative or artistic practices that I think this could be what that is for you. With the Two of Wands though, right? It's like you're feeling that momentum. You're just, it's like you cannot keep this contained. That's the thing. You know, like your intuition is telling you that this will not be contained. This will not end here. You're going to keep going. Like this is going to grow and blossom and develop into something really special and meaningful for you. So the sooner you can address the self-limiting belief that's behind this Devil card, then the sooner you can go on your merry way. You know, that's really what this is. It's like there's a hang up here, but if once you bring it to light, you bring it to consciousness, then it's kind of like the monster in the closet. Once you shine the light of that and you get that monster out of the closet, you're going to realize, oh, that's actually not a monster. Like that's just my humanity. You know, that's just me being a human being, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's what I got for you so far for your message. Pink bubble fairy. Oh wow, I love that. Yeah, you know, this could really be about expressing a feminine side, expressing a softer side. Again, a side of you that is more about your desire, your magnetism. Wow, you can't find goodness because you lost your heart. So there's probably trauma in the past, you know, that's connected to this. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you identify as a survivor, wow, I'm sorry, I didn't even say the card. That's alchemy and that's sheer tenderness. So this could be about your ability to experience intimacy and love and desire and express your sexuality. I'm not getting that there's a particular person. I'm really getting that this is about your own personal growth and just what you want to experience in life, understanding that there's more fullness to life and you're really at a point where you're ready to expand and grow in that direction, right? To grow in the direction of being more expressive, being more magnetic, being more seductive, you know, whatever that is for you, however that feels for you. But with the pink bubble fairy, what we're seeing here is protection, okay? Even with this sheer tenderness card where we see roses and, you know, these two people connecting and being very close to each other, and the spiral, which, you know, the spiral refers to the universe, like all is one, like all your whole existence, your whole experience is connected to the universal. It's connected to the universe itself. So there's a message here as well about you know, give your troubles to God, give your I forgot how they say that exactly, but you're not expected to be perfect. You're not expected to be without, you know, any blemish, right? Like it's your heart. It's your heart that gives you, it's about finding your heart, filling your heart again, filling the heart space. It's about filling that heart space that gives you that protection again. It gives you that sense that there's nothing to fear. Okay. Alchemy. Flow. Okay. Letting flow into your life, flowing with this experience. Trying not to be judgmental about the changes, the transformations that you're experiencing. Being open to being transformed into whatever the universe is offering to you, okay? So I think that's the main message. I'm just gonna pull some more cards now to try to get as specific advice as possible. See if I can get any more details here to, you know, just support the main point here. But, you know, I feel like there's really not much more to say. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Interesting. The Queen of Swords, this is, you know, what I'm seeing here is that this is about being able to find a space or a platform to speak your truth and to be empowered by your, you know, your voice. Like your voice, your words, they give you power. Your words are power. That's what I'm hearing here. Your words have power. Yes, your words have power. So if you have a previous, if there's a trauma that is kind of, you know, rearing its ugly head and it's making you, if you're suffering because, you know, you're having a hard time embracing or accepting something new and beautiful in your life, you know, again, because of a self-limiting belief, because it's an attachment to an idea of yourself, or more like another person's idea of you. You know, it's kind of like the internalized critic, the internal judge. If you're getting a sense that that's the hang up, that's what's limiting you from moving forward, then take the power of your own words, take the power of your voice back. Don't let others speak for you. Don't listen to others. You know, block out anyone whose opinion you have decided is invalid, because, you know, they really don't know. They don't know you. They don't know what you've been through. Like, don't give them credence. Take back the power of your words. Take back the power of your own mind. Have that discernment and that critical thinking to question what, you know, these kind of the conventional advice, to question the conventional advice, to question, you know, the messaging or the narrative that other people have kind of foisted on you. You don't have to accept that, okay? You can create your own narrative. You can create the narrative that empowers you. And you can express that. You can share that if that's what will help you get through this. Okay, and it's also talking about just like how you have a very, you have a powerful point of view. You have a powerful opinion here. And, you know, it might really be something that others could benefit from. So it's also about sharing your point of view, because others could really use that, you know, and be inspired by your ability to speak truth to power, or your ability to critique, right, some kind of oppressive or toxic or unhealthy situation. All right, I got 2 cards from this. Wow, I got the snake and I got the wolf. Whoa, I love that. So there's a lot. This is really cool, because the snake and the wolf, right? These are 2 creatures that often get a bad reputation. They're often used as, you know, like in an allegory, in a fable, it's like the snake that, you know, was poisonous, or the wolf that, you know, was a predator and had an insatiable hunger and could not control itself, and therefore devoured every, you know, innocent creature around, right? So there's a shadowy side to these creatures. But in your case, these are guides. These are supportive guides here, and there is energy that's offered to you that aligns with the snake and the wolf. Okay, so with the snake, it's about the power of transformation. Again, back to the mask. You've shed an old skin, and now a new skin is growing, and you have the power to direct that growth. You don't have to just keep repeating a cycle here, okay? You can become a new person. You can have a new identity, but an identity that really suits your true self, your essential self, the highest version of yourself. It's about evolving, okay? It's about evolving and adapting to the new life you seek, okay? And growing in, growing in that direction. With the Wolf card, what I see here is, back to that Queen of Swords, this is someone who cannot be fooled, okay? This is someone who knows the truth, and the truth is not pretty. The truth can be ugly, but you're empowered by the fact that you know the ugly truth, right? And it's this kind of energy where you will not be intimidated. You will not be intimidated. You know your power. You know you have fangs. You know you have a way to, wow, what is that word? Debilitate? Is that the word? Immobilize? Like if anyone wants to step to you, you have a way to deter them. This is about being sick and tired of being mistaken for a victim, or being having that victimhood just projected onto you, and you're showing your fangs now, and you're showing that you can defend yourself. You can fend for yourself. That's also what that message is, right? You can fend for yourself. And the strength, right? The strength that goes back to this card, the Strength card. So yeah, you're not just gonna let something slide here. I feel like you care too much about something. You're experiencing love, or again, like a new hobby or a new expression, a new art form. Like you're experiencing something that you just genuinely love so much, and you now realize you're worth that. You're worth having that fulfillment and happiness in your life. So if there's someone or something from the past that keeps rearing its ugly head, and it keeps threatening to sort of, kind of pop your bubble, burst your bubble, or make you feel deflated, make you feel less than, make you feel inferior, make you feel like a victim, or remind you that, you're just a victim. If there's anything rearing its ugly head like that, you have the tools to put that in its place. That's what's powerful here. Queen of Swords, snake, wolf, all right? Use your voice, don't mince words, call out what that is, speak your truth. And then with the Wolf card, this is about, like, again, desire, going after what you desire, not letting those hang-ups deter you, not letting that distract you. Like, Wolf has the hunger. Wolf will go get what it needs, get what it wants, okay? The wolf does not stop, does not back down. Like, once it's got its eyes on the prize, it goes after it. It goes for the jugular. It doesn't hesitate, okay? It's that type of being the hunter, right? It's that type of survival skill that is suiting you now. It's your strength right now. So yeah. Wow, pile two. A lot going on here. Like you're a very multifaceted person, and I don't think you've shown all of that because you've had to survive, you've had to adapt, you've had to sort of play small and pretend to be you've sort of like had a strategy of being underestimated. You didn't want anyone to get the full picture of what you're capable of. And so, having to be like that can also have its own kind of take its toll on your spirit, because your spirit really just wants to flow and be fully expressed and fulfill your potential, right? And that's what your spirit is finding now. It's like your spirit is finding, like, wow, you know what? There's something I really love here. There's someone I really love. Maybe this is a new relationship, but like, you love love. You love love itself. It's like, that's good. That's a good thing to want to be loved, to want to give love. And, what's happened in your past, what has happened to kind of shape you to the person you are today, it doesn't have to be your future. It doesn't have to determine where you go from here. You have the flexibility, you have the choice now to to determine what goes on and what steps you take. Okay, that's self-determination, that's autonomy. And again, Queen of Swords, that's the power you have. You are protected. Okay, Pink Bubble Fairy, that joy that you experience, that bliss you experience doing your art or doing your passion, you know, being playful and expressive and joyful, that bliss you experience, that's a strength for you, that offers protection to your spirit, to your psyche. So, you know, keep that healing process going. Tend to it, nurture it, prioritize it. That's going to be key here. But healing does not make you weaker or inferior. Healing and understanding that you do have a vulnerable side, that does not make you weaker or inferior. So, you know, again, this is the full picture of you. You're allowed to be a paradox. You're allowed to be a contradiction, so long as you know, care to examine that, right? Examine it and have compassion for that, and have the curiosity to just explore that, you know, explore what makes you you. You're not a cardboard cutout. You're multiple things, and complex, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, pile 2, that's your message. I really wish you the best for whatever this situation is, and if this helped you, resonated with you, please click the like and subscribe buttons. That definitely helps me to just know that this has reached you. Okay, take care, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You selected the card Compassion. Here's a close-up of it. Lovely card there. Yeah, I feel like there is a relationship here. I feel like there's someone important to you that's on your mind. I'm not getting a strong sense it's romantic. It could be even a family member, a parent, a sibling. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's get some cards for you. What is the message for pile 3, please? We're going to start with some tarot cards and a couple of these oracle cards. Oh, that's your card there. And one more. Thank you. Okay, pile 3. We have the Ace of Wands. Lovely. Wow, we have the Star. Beautiful. Really beautiful energy coming through. The King of Swords. Wow. Getting a sense of a healer. Maybe even someone who is in the medical trade, in the medical profession. We also have the Three of Pentacles here. Yeah, this could be the workplace. And then we have the Divine. Wow. And Goodness. Wow. Pile 3. Really beautiful energy coming through here. So I think the first message for you is just, you know, simply that you're doing good work. You're doing something in the world, in your life, that is really helping others in a powerful way. And I feel like it's alleviating suffering. That's what I'm hearing. It's like you're alleviating suffering. And, you know, I feel like you really are a beacon of hope too. Like the fact that miracle worker, I just heard that. Yeah, you're like a miracle worker. Like you're helping others restore their faith in humanity, restore their faith in the Creator. It's very interesting. So let's go ahead and continue here. I I'm going to try to get as many details as possible because I feel like there is someone quite specific who needs to hear this message. And I'm also going to, I'm pulling from the same deck. Wow, initiation. Maybe you've been studying to become a doctor, nurse, healer. Okay, not that deck. Let's see what else. You know what it is? Wow, Ten of Pentacles. Yes. You know what it is? I'm picking up that you're in a new role where you have a lot more influence and power over a community, over your community. You're a leader. Okay, maybe you were promoted to a position of leadership or management, or maybe you have a platform and maybe you find yourself being able to transmit messages to a lot of people. You know, you have a platform on social media, or you just have a platform, you know, in media in general. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're an author, maybe you give talks. But I'm getting a sense that this is somewhat new for you. It feels like an initiation. It feels like, wow, like I'm here now, you know, I sense that you really want to do this, give this your absolute best, and you want to really, you know, you really see yourself in service, and you're doing your best to be your best, to give your best. It may even be a bit like perfectionism, which I think, you know, we always need to approach, to be aware of when we're striving so hard that it may end up resulting in the opposite of what we want, right? So, you know, with the Star and the King of Swords, you might be very aware and very self-conscious of how people perceive you, and the question is, like, is that serving you? Is that helping you get your work done? Is that helping you achieve the results you want to achieve here? That's just a question. That's not really, I don't think there's a clear answer here, because this is about you really examining that, and looking at all the details, looking how everything is adding up, you know, just doing an evaluation, right? What else can we tell pile 3? Two of Swords. Yeah. You know, and I got the Ten of Pentacles, so I really feel like you're a very accomplished person, and there is this community, or there's a company. Like, there are people who are under your wing. That's what I'm hearing too. Wow, the Magician card. Really cool. Beautiful energy there. Okay, we have 2 cards. We have the Seven of Swords and we have the Queen of Swords. Wow. Lots of swords. Major swords energy here. There's a quandary. There's something, you know, you have a mission and you have an objective, and you're definitely talented in what you're doing here, and you have something really unique and special to offer. I feel like there's possibly another person who's like an ally, someone who you are close to, who has similar goals and objectives as you, but I feel like there's a bit of maybe a communications, like getting wires crossed, right? Like maybe feeling like you don't know how to achieve the goal. You don't know how to communicate it or express it or delineate it. Like, just as an example, you know, maybe you do run a company and you have like a number 2, you know, somebody who's the director of operations, like you're the CEO and they're the COO, I guess, right? So like you're trying to figure out, because there are enough kind of mistakes that have happened, there's like mishaps or mistakes that you want to prevent. You're like, why, you know, we do our best work here, and yet there's some kind of shortfall. There's something where we're falling short, and you're trying to figure out, like, how can we just get to the bottom of that and fix that? How do we solve that? So it's like a problem you're trying to solve with the help of another person, but you two, you know, see eye to eye on most things, but there's like one way you're different. Like you have the same goals, maybe even the same background and training, and yet they're a little bit more, they're just different and maybe how they execute, you know, the goals. So I don't know, that's quite specific, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like you have a partner and you guys are aligned for the most part, but there's just one little kind of nagging thing that's like, it needs improvement, and you need to suss it out. You need to get to the bottom of that. Okay, that's quite specific, but you know, let me pull some more cards and let me try to get advice for you, pile 3. Nourishment while waiting. Interesting. I think this is talking about how can you help, how can you support others in an interim process. Like there's an intermediate process, right? So it's like, just as an example, this is another message I'm getting. This is definitely specific. Let's say you're working with a team and you have a conference. You have like a big event that you're planning, and that could be the star card, right? You're going to have this event or this conference where you are in the public eye and you have a major thing to announce, a major announcement. You know, you're unveiling a new product, you're unveiling some kind of new service, something like that. But it's a really big event in the industry, and so you have a lot on your plate and you have a lot of pressure. You're under a lot of pressure to achieve this, and that's also why you're pretty hard on yourself, because you're like, you know, this happens once a year, I got to get this right. And nourishment while waiting is talking about, like, what can you do now that will really set you up for success? And because it's kind of like there's too much anticipation. It's like, you know, the frustration and the restlessness of being like, oh, I just want this to be over with already. I just want to be able to like do the thing. Like, I just wish it was the day of the conference so that we could just do all these things that we're planning. It can be frustrating to be in that planning stage for like such an extended period of time. So I think you need to take a step back and like think about other things to put your attention on that don't distract you completely, but at least give you a bit of wiggle room. It just gives you breathing room so that you're not hyper focused on this one thing. You know, it's about taking that step back and getting a bigger perspective. And I think that Queen of Swords is talking about that, because it may not be a person you're working with. It may be like you that needs to kind of switch up from king to queen, right? The King of Swords is, to me, is more like action oriented. The Queen of Swords is more like information oriented, like someone who's going to just do the research, just take it in and absorb it and process it and sit on that, right? Like, instead of needing to act, the Queen of Swords is about letting the info fall, letting the details fall into place, you know, having the analysis skills, right? Having the time and the ability to analyze and parse a lot of information. So I think that's what's going on here. You know, the Two of Swords is a bit of this like stalling, but you can do something now that will make you feel less frustrated, and it will be just as important to achieving your goal, right? Like, you don't have to constantly have a directive like, we're going to do this. So you can bake into the entire timeline. You can bake in time where you're like, okay, now we're not going to do anything. We're just going to give ourselves some time here to sit back and let information come in, gather information, analyze the information, sit with it. You know, another example is like if this is technical, if you're like an IT person and you roll out a big system in your department, you're not going to know right away, was it a success? You know, people need time to catch up to a new system. There's going to be trainings, then they're going to have to get the hang of the new processes, the new workflows, the new procedures. It doesn't, there's no, you can't just get you can't assess it like right away. You need to give people time to work with it and then assess it after you've gathered enough data. Okay, data, that's the word I'm looking for. You don't have enough data. So you need to gather enough data, and that's the nourishment while waiting. You're going to, I think the advice here is to start collecting really useful data, really useful metrics. It's going to be useful later. And, you might as well collect as much as you can now, because you don't know what's going to be super useful later. You don't know what you're going to need later. So you might as well use this time now to get as much as you can, in a way that keeps everything, in a way that's sustainable for you. Okay. So that's quite specific. I'm trying to think how this could apply to you if you're not like an IT person, you're not in business, if it's not in the world of business, like, generally what this reading is saying that, you have a big goal, and it's kind of a long-term goal. It's not something that you can achieve in a day. It's going to take some time to achieve it. That's what the Star card is. You have a lot of motivation. You have a lot of excitement to achieve this goal, okay? That's what the Ace of Wands is. Three of Pentacles, this is bigger than you. You're working on something that's bigger than you. It's going to take a team. It's going to take collaboration. You can't do this on your own. So you're at a point right now where instead of thinking about everything you can do, it's important to delegate, and it's important to gather the data, gather the information, maybe even delegate to someone who's really good at that, okay? This is the Queen of Swords. Delegate that to somebody who, they'll take that ball and they'll run with it, okay? This is someone who is great at, again, research, analysis, information gathering. You don't have to get all the answers yourself. You can align with someone. You can get an ally. You can partner with someone who will help you achieve that. Excuse me. But, the Ten of Pentacles, the initiation, you're really on a path to success, and the divine goodness, right? Like this is going to work out. It's going to play out beautifully. You just, the compassion here is about like being forgiving of yourself if you don't have all the answers right away, feeling, being forgiving of yourself and forgiving to others if they're not up to speed right away. Okay. And that was also what I was saying with, not expecting people to not expecting everyone to like get used to a new way of doing things right away. So again, it's like baking in this processing time, baking in, recuperation time too, recovery time. Okay, that's the Star card as well. It's about healing. It's about it's about healing too, right? It's not just about having fame or being in the public eye and having a platform or being elevated. The Star is also about healing, because we are connecting to the divine source. The Star is giving us hope that we can be healed, that miracles do happen. So, understanding that you aren't going to accomplish this all on your own. You do need the help of others. And sometimes the best way to get the help of others is to just simply give them that space to do what they do, right? To give them advice and inspiration, but, there's no need to micromanage her. There's no need to nitpick and ask, what do you know? How do you do this? How do you do that? Like, what did you do today? Right? Like, you don't need to do that every step of the way. You can loosen the reins a bit here. Okay, pile 3. I think that was, again, I think this message was quite specific for someone. So if this was your message, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, or, comment. I would love to know that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll pull a couple more cards of advice for pile 3, please. Let's just end this reading with a few oracle cards for advice. Any other additional advice? I definitely gave a lot of advice, and I don't mean to be I don't mean to give you an overwhelming amount of advice. But yeah, let's just wrap this up with something for pile 3, something really simple to sum up the message today. I feel like this deck doesn't want, yeah, this deck doesn't want to be read, so let's go to this deck. One message here. Oh yeah, great. Pile 3, thanks for being here. Your last message is peacock. Love that. Interesting. As well as blossom. Wow. Very cool. Interesting. So, you know, yes, what I'm getting here is that you are in a position of leadership or somehow in the public eye. And you know, you're bringing attention to something. You're bringing attention to a cause or a product, a product, a service. You're bringing attention to it, and you're doing this very well. You are doing this very well. The Blossom card is showing that it's a time to stop and smell the roses. You know, that's what I think when I see this, because it shows someone's feet there. And there's flowers all around you. This is a time to stop and smell the roses. This is a time to just be in the present. Be in the present and enjoy what's happening, what's unfolding. Because there's a lot of this that's already a success. And there's not much more you need to do. Okay, so it's a good time to step back and just kind of soak it in, really, right? Like soak it in. Be that peacock that just flaunts it, you know? Yeah, that's it. That's it, pile 3. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much. I wish you the best for all of this, and take care.